We Do Not Care Club. I'm gonna claim that. I'm not ever, ever, ever gonna put it on for y'all. I'm so sorry. My put on is already put on. So put on with the put on. I ran into this bit of footage here. This is Texas Flood Elite. Wait a minute, shit. It's Reese Flex, is her name. Let me try to zoom in and see if it'll show me. But she shows I don't get into stories like if I don't feel a story, I don't report on it until what really counts come out, until I hear the part that they are not saying. You know what I'm saying? So the floods, thoughts and prayers for the losses of people. You know what I'm saying? Sincerely, like seriously, nobody ever wants to be in that type of situation. For many years, I've wondered why we don't have like emergency bubble balls. Like everybody, just get into your emergency escape bubble. Why is there even housing in some of these locations in like Louisiana? Any place that's ever flooded and flooded again and has history of flooding, you already need to have an emergency plan in. And what further boggles my mind is the fact that we live in a country that doesn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we the people aren't allowed to collectively give a fuck either. It's like if you tried to make an organization that, let's say in California or Louisiana, that was about protecting people in water emergencies and having something for everyone, including poor people and homeless people, where they could try to save their lives at the last minute. There's not those kind of organizations. So every time these disasters occur, they just occur and people are harmed. When we could have done things throughout years, just like they're talking about the sirens and all of that. But I can't stay on long, so I'm gonna just play this real quick, and I gotta play it in slow motion because even in fact that she said this happened in 20 minutes, but um, even in regular speed, this 20 minutes where the way they got it looked like fucking fast as fuck. So I slowed it down, and then I'm gonna try to speed it back up, but I'm holding the phone and all that kind of shit. So hold on. So this is the little girl that had to put something on. Don't worry, it'll turn to the floods really quick. In my head saying, if something does happen. I know it sounds retarded. Just hold on because they're going to play the floods and they play it really fast. And I was trying to slow it down. Well, look, child, this is just, it's unnerving to me also. So give me a second here to change it. But this is somebody named, okay, hold on, here we go. I had to slow it down because it happens so fast. Yup. This is the time lapse. Even this way is fast as hell. That shows the flash floods turning from a dry river into a deadly rapid in just 20 minutes. That's fast as hell to me. Just 20 minutes, and it turned from nothing, completely dry, to a catastrophe. Do boats work in floods? Camp Mystic. Listen. And you're hearing a lot about Camp Mystic in the news. For one, how many deaths there were, and then all of the odd connections that they have to elite society. Here's the Camp Mystic website. And they say that they have lost 27 campers and counselors.
state is reporting that today over.
What I don't like, y'all, when I first heard this story, because it happened so fast after the trial, the verdict, or whatever, I really thought there were some odd connections. I did, because if y'all haven't been seeing this, every time he got denied bail, something crazy was happening. But then again, we're under an administration that has crazy things happening. All right, hold on.
161 people have died in total, and Camp Mystic accounts for 27 of those people. Wow. So that's a lot. But the odd thing is, Camp Mystic was not the only child camp along the river.
Wow.
There was 2 other camps right near there, Camp Waldemar and Camp La Junta. Only Camp La Junta and Camp Waldemar did not have any deaths. They had children right by the river. They didn't have any deaths. It was just Camp Mystic. So there's just something odd going on with Camp Mystic. And I don't blame Camp Mystic themselves, because the owner of the camp actually died trying to save some of the children, rest in peace. But regarding the history of the camp and all of the political elite that have historically sent their children here, it's just a little odd. Another article saying that, yes, the Camp La Junta and Camp Waldemar didn't lose anybody. They're all safe. Here is another picture from Camp Mystic as the floodwaters started rising at a rate faster than people could take action. Dozens of children disappeared in the floods. Now, when you look through...
This is just one of the better reports I've seen on this, and I wanted to cover it a little bit. Please feel free to go to her channel. Right now, she's at 123K subscribers. This is Risk Flex. I don't normally watch her. I just now subscribed, because anybody that'll do some good in-depth reporting on this, to me, that's a great content
creator. The list of all of the children that passed away at Camp Mystic, there's one particular one that stands out. Now, I haven't looked at all of them, but this one particularly is making headlines. Cheney Hunt, 9 years old, among one of the youngest that died. Now, this is where it gets weird. She's related to Clark Hunt, owner of the Kansas City Chiefs, you know, the Super Bowl team. Rest in peace to this little girl. Her family rose to be top wealthiest in the entire world off of the land that she died on.
Wow.
Yeah, the Hunts. They own practically all of Texas. They owned, at least at one point, I don't know about right now, but they basically owned all of Texas's oil. I don't know how you even own the underground.
Yeah.
But somehow they were masters of the underground. They owned all of the underground operations in Texas. Not only that, but they were besties with owners of the underground in other states too. Like over in LA, the Getty. Yes. The Hunts were besties with the Gettys. You know, the
if y'all haven't been following this whole this CST stuff, then when you hear the Getty, your ears should be sparking up.
Getty Museum. We're not going to get into what's under there.
Right.
Here is who this little girl was related to. Clark Hunt, grandson of the oil tycoon H.L. Hunt. He acquired rights to all of the oil under Texas, and it literally put him at the wealthiest person in the whole world. It just makes you wonder how they could be so careless with one of their family members. I don't know. But J. Paul Getty considered H.L. Hunt to be, in terms of extraordinary independent wealth, he's the only one. He's the only man. And here's a little visual you can see of the land that they owned in Texas. There's a lot. It's basically like the whole thing.
Right.
It's all good. It's all good. Hustlers. Hustlers is what we like to see. Historically, Texas's political elite have been sending their daughters to camp at Camp Mystic And it's a tradition spanning back hundreds of years. The daughters of former Texas Governor Dan Moody and Price Daniel, John Connally, the daughters, granddaughters, and great-granddaughters of Democratic President Lyndon B. Johnson, JFK's successor, James Baker, who served as Chief of Staff to Republican presidents Ronald Reagan and George H.W. Bush, sent his daughter and a granddaughter to Camp Mystic. Campers would go on to become executives for Neiman and Marcus, dance with London's Royal Ballet, own a Gymboree franchise in the former Soviet Union, etc. Mystic alum
everybody that's new. How you doing?
Catherine
Thanks for
Jones
checking us out.
told a reporter, "I don't care where my goddaughter goes to college, but I do care where she goes to camp."
Wow.
Laura Bush was a camp counselor here. Okay. And then she went on to marry George Bush, who is president. Now, I did a video on all of the females among political elite that have had bizarre mishaps and sacrifices in their life before getting into positions of power years ago. This was 3 years ago we did this video, and it seems like people are starting to catch on to this being a thing, you know, because I didn't come up with this theory. New York Post is writing many articles on this concept. Political elite are sending their daughters and the females of the elite family to this camp. And we are noting it's very rare that you will see a female in an elite position of power in society. So when you see trends among those few women of bizarre mishaps in their lives, people close to them passing away in a freak accident,
right?
It just makes you wonder.
Yes, it does.
It just makes you wonder.
You damn right.
Barbara Bush actually showed up in that video.
I don't like to steal people's entire content. If you'd like to see the rest of this, it's like 34 minutes total. We're at almost 10. So feel free to check out Wrist Flex with the Texas Floods Elite Camp. All right. Thanks for checking me out. If I see something good, I just post it, and I don't like to take people's entire video. Otherwise, that's, you know, I don't want to do that. But thank you for checking me out. Have a pleasant day, everybody. Please be safe. Love one another and be kind. I'm out.